Okay, hello fellow YouTubers and experimentalists. Today I'd like to just show you what I'm tinkering with, an old system that I've put together a while back. This is a computer DC to DC converter for your car, or whatever, your caravan or whatever. It takes 12 volts input and puts out from 15 to 24 volts to power your notebook computers. Basically it's set for 24 volts to run this. This is a garden misting device of the pond misting style, an ultrasonic device to produce water vapour. I've put it into a little container. I've put a water pipe here that will keep the level constant in the container. It'll be connected to another vessel on the vehicle. I've got a suction pipe here, some air inlet holes, and if I just open it up, I'll show you what I've done on the inside to enable the suction pipe to just draw suction. I've put a plate between the lid and the device because it squirts water straight up, as well as vapour. It throws water up. And so in order for the vapour to just be collected here, it's just a bit of a deflector. So that's that. That just pops into there and it all sits nicely when it's put in straight. So that'll be going on the vehicle and I'll show you that later. Okay, so I've turned it on. Just powering it from this little transformer there. So I'm just going to demonstrate that it is actually able to be used to produce vapour. Like it will draft water vapour up that pipe. So I'll show you where I'm going to tee into the intake manifold later. You can't put a vacuum on this because of the way the water level is being managed. But basically, as soon as you start to pull air through that, you get vapour come out. Okay, so I've got the plastic tub down in the car that's mounted. Well, it's not mounted, it's just stuffed down in the engine bay, just beside the radiator. There's a plastic tube coming up from it to the intake manifold, which I'll show you in a second. And that cylinder across the top is the holding tank. That's the water tank there. That holds about 4 litres of water. 3 litres of water. And it's a gravity feed system whereby the top tank is actually air sealed, and the only way that more water can get into the bottom, into this separate container, is when the level drops below that little pipe that I showed you earlier. So it's all hooked up, it's all sitting there full. I've had it for a test run and it's working fine. I can see when it's switched off, when the engine is off, but this is on, I can see the vapour in the top of the container, and then when I turn on the engine I can't see any vapour, so it's all being drawn up into the system, into the engine. And to attest to that, well, it might not show up, but in the tube here there are droplets of water that can be... No, it's not going to show that. But basically that's the tube there from the cell, from the system, from the mister, and I've just teed into the anti-pollution line from the rocker cover straight into the air cleaner. That then will allow the water vapour to mix also with the oil fumes. The oil will coat the water, and instead of the oil then creating black carbon deposits in the manifold, in the carburetor throat and all that sort of thing, it'll actually get washed through and be burnt away in the engine, so it'll run a lot cleaner as well. But that's it. The power system, the power supply unit is in under the dashboard inside the vehicle, and I just ran a cable across the firewall to power the little vibrator, the little ultrasonic device. So pretty straightforward really, not anything complicated. The hardest part was making this tank. and getting it airtight. I've just used Celastic on the end caps, but I've super glued in all the fittings on the end to make it work. That's the lot.